fam, we're doing whatever. She's a big football fan, innit? So then she's been like, oh, have you seen the Morgan Rogers news? Me like an idiot. I'm like, so now David Ornstein said, yeah, here we go. Arsenal team, we're moving mad, ready to gas up Berta and that. I'm seeing this. I saw this. I said, nah, tomorrow we'll talk about this, people. But as you see, Romano, Morgan Rogers to Chelsea, here we go. You know what? There are some Arsenal fans that didn't want him anyways, innit? That were in the chat that, oh, it's a waste of money, this and that. Me, I can't lie. I'm taking the approach. I don't give a monkeys. I understand the money. And I'll even say that, man, is sour. Oh, he's only gone for money. Okay, you lot in your jobs, are you not going to go to this, whatever sector you're in, are you not going to go and get more money? Let's not listen. We don't need to be sour in this thing. Morgan Rogers is a good player. Chelsea are playing, you know, I'm always wary of Chelsea when they're not in Europe, innit, or they got one game a week. They've got an exciting quote unquote project. I've said before, Xabi Alonso at the point of entry to Chelsea, even though I ain't seen him manage and whatnot, it gives me shades of Mikel Arteta in 2019. You know, the London aspect, you're going to get wages. They will be back in the Champions League eventually. They have got, in my 31 years, that, you know, they have one big silverware. Another one bites the dust, in it, but we don't need to do the sour thing and the little cool thing. But Arsenal are sitting on their hands. Now, you lot have to be, you lot, Berta, Arteta recruitment team, I know you've got common sense. Morgan Rogers is one thing. You knew there's a reality. If you get him, happy as Larry. If you don't get him, rise up stuff. So make sure the window does not close. Make sure the window closes. There's left. We're feeling a lot better in attack. We're feeling a lot better in midfield. And we're fucking feeling like there's some defensive reinforcements. You're pissing man off. Scouts, do your jobs, because I look at these talents and whatnot. The market's limited. But you get big bucks. Arteta, you get big bucks. Because me, I want to feel like last season at the start of it, I felt like we can win the league. I still think we can. But there's elements of unknown. I don't see level raisers. Level raisers, recruitment needs to be done. Obviously, tactically, Arteta needs to take things to the next level. We need to fucking make sure players are able to stay fit. There ain't nothing else, people, man. Keep bringing in your comments and all of those kind of things, people. But we might as well just crack on with this. Personal terms were not an issue for weeks, yet we took our sweet time. Seems to be the case of Arsenal. Mikel wanted Rodgers. They met face-to-face. Villa were angered with the way we handled informal talks and made a gap in valuation. Chelsea swooped in. We didn't match it. I don't even care about Aston Villa being upset about informal talks, because how do we know when we got Rice, West Ham weren't, or when Chelsea have signed other players, or Spurs when they got Tonali? They could have, Villa could have equally been unhappy with Chelsea, however they've been talking to Morgan Rogers. But at the end of the day, money talks, bullshit walks. And whether you think players are worth it or not, when you're going for household names or Premier League household names and things, you got to put the money down or fuck off, bro. Like, this is what's getting jarring, if I'm completely honest. They've reached a verbal agreement for 117 mil. It's steep. I'm sure Chelsea didn't want to pay that. But at the end of the day, if he does what I believe he can do in a Chelsea shirt, the P's does not matter. Arsenal didn't want to pay 105 million for Declan Rice. I very much doubt City wanted to spend 116 million on Elliot Anderson, Morgan Rogers. But when you consider what the game is and the English tax and everyone's got money and everything we bitch and talk about with the transfer market, at the end of the day, this is it. Unless you can rise up a counterpart of Morgan Rogers that isn't in the Premier League or isn't as known, make it happen. Make it happen, because to me, you know, you're seeing rumors. He's spoken to Xabi Alonso. They pitched the project, etc., etc., etc. For me, Chelsea have had a left wing issue in a minute. Sancho's been there. Garnacho, Kittens, whoever he is, he's been there. To me, as a non-Chelsea fan, bro, they've had issues at left wing for like a season, if that. They've risen up Morgan Rogers. You can play all about the place, but they've got him. They've got him, João Pedro, Enzo, Estalvio. Obviously, we've got ballers. Add to this fucking, ironically, Arsenal of stuff, people. So, yeah, man, it's pissing me off. And I said this. There's going to be days I'm going to get pissed off, or I'm going to be optimistic. Just make sure the window closes and you've addressed everything, because you still need to defend this thing. One thing that's pissed me off about Arsenal in my 31 years, we've never really built on our success. We've never. When have you seen us retain the title? We've got a fucking good chance. We don't know what's going to happen. Everyone's improving in that. Again, you look at the traditional top six, excluding ourselves, there's elements of unknown. There's unknowns around us, but we kind of know what we're getting with us. You could argue that could make you nervous or confident, bro. Retain something. Because again, take nothing away from our achievements with the Premier League. Yeah, like everything we've done, I've clearly backed it. I've clearly given them their whatever. But in terms of getting to the next level, if I'm really harsh, and this comes from a place of love to Mikel Arteta and the players and us wanting to build on this, what have you done that someone 31 years of age or in and around my ages or just slightly older, what have you done in Arsenal history that we ain't seen? Because granted, take nothing away from the Premier League achievement. First in the Arteta era, after all the blood, sweat, and tears. First in the Premier League era. Well, in the Emirates era, sorry. You know, after 22 years. But if I'm being really harsh, I've seen us get to a Champions League final. I've seen us win a Premier League. I ain't seen us retain this thing. I ain't seen us go to a Champions League back-to-back and maybe even win it. This is what man want to do, people. Everyone's going to get better, as are we. But yeah, at least for the last time ever, we could talk about Morgan Rogers, innit? We start with, this is Romano. We start with a story regarding Morgan Rogers, guys, because it's the biggest story today. It was an incredible story and a major hijack by Chelsea. I would describe it as a pre-hijack. They pre their settings, man. They watched us in the club with the branding. Yeah, what? You're buying her bottles, you're doing this, you're doing that. We went toilet for a sec. They swooped in. No, you know, and she's feeling it. And she's gone now, innit? So they were pre in the settings. They've clearly, like Arsenal in hindsight, always had an interest, always been talking indirectly with his advisors and all of that. They've swooped in, man. Like, bro, when you take time and you delay, you get finessed. You get finessed. We're walking around central London with our iPhone. If this was Morgan Rogers, oh, we really like this iPhone, man. You know what it is? It's great. Someone just went, boom, and they're running off now. But yeah, why? Because the situation surrounding Morgan Rogers has been clear for several weeks now. Since the end of May and the beginning of June, bearing in mind he's scheduled to have a medical at Chelsea tomorrow. There have been several conversations. There's also been working on a deal for Morgan Rogers, bro. Then something in our approach has got to change. Don't get it twisted, yeah. As much as this is frustrating, the one thing I would say, and I don't really care for this, if I'm really honest, if we've got principles like, for example, we got 110 million, we ain't got 116 for Morgan Rogers, or we got 10 million for Monga, we ain't got 12.5. I can understand that because sometimes, you know, you're going to miss out on deals like with Rogers and you're going to think, should we have put a bit more quid down? And then sometimes, and that is a good little way to keep things. But what I would say in the last 3 to 4 years, when we're signing rebos or players that they do well, like there's no acting. There's no acting around 65 on Kai Havertz, around 50 on Noni Madueke. I don't know what we'd have had. You know, what we value him at. Do we value him at 85? Cool, you can value him at 85, but you've got to have like extra P's. You know you're overpaying, but if he scores the goals and does all that crap, nobody cares, people. So yeah, man. Arsenal, I don't care about this, but for you lot, Arsenal were in very advanced talks with the player. There were several meetings between Arsenal and the reps and the players' reps. The player himself was also involved in direct meetings. Arsenal pushing hard on the contract. Personal terms were never an issue. Smash the like button, people. Morgan Rogers was open to the move. There were some tactical doubts from the player side, but never any financial concerns. The contract was always ready and was almost formally agreed. So what is it that Chelsea and Xabi Alonso said that convinced him, and in Arsenal's case, because the left wing thing is free over these sides, the left wing thing is free over over their sides. What was it? What was the tactical doubts? Again, Morgan Rogers is within his things. As I said, people are going to sit there and say, "Oh, he's a money grabber. He's this, that, and the other." Bro, I don't think he's a money grabber, but go get your money. A football career is short too. Even if he is grabbing money, who gives a monkeys? And this is the game. Obviously, if he flops, Chelsea have to hold that. But do you think Chelsea care about whatever they've paid in agent fees, whatever contract they've given in on 200 bags, the 100 on a million? And Chelsea, the one thing they do, they are going to shot 1-2 players as they have. It's going to offset the cost, man. We're fucking about. But you had to have known if the Morgan Rogers thing goes south, who are you rising up? So whether it's Alvarez, Krupi, Bruno Gomares, the new star, this one, that one, make sure come the 31st of August or the 1st of September or whenever the hell it is, we have addressed these areas. Because left wing, I'm even more vexed because we've known we did that for the last 3 years. So I don't know, man. The plan at Arsenal was that after signing Zolis to replace Trossard, they would meet Aston Villa once the player returned from the World Cup and try to get the deal done for Morgan Rogers. Let me tell you that Arsenal were never going to offer 117 million or 120 million. From Arsenal's point of view, the realistic valuation of the player was around 90 to 100 million at the very maximum and no more than that. However, they wanted to begin formal discussions from next week. Well, you snooze, you lose. Obviously, I think that's a fair value that we tried to go with. But at the end of the day, you need to be able to put a bit more quid on it. And it's very different. Morgan Rogers clearly open to Arsenal, open to Chelsea, open to other things. It's very different with some of the players we've got, like City and us versus City in the Rice debate, where he said he only wants Arsenal. Sometimes we need to be, I like the way we do things beyond the frustrations I've spoken about in this opening 13 minutes, but you need to be fluid, bro. You need to be fluid as hell. Terrible example, but Postecoglou was not on defending. The minute he's in the Europa League final, all meant to the pump type of thing. This is time and time again, bullshit like this is happening, man. What happened over the last 24 hours is that Chelsea entered the deal in a very strong way. Chelsea held a direct meeting with Aston Villa, and it was a very clear meeting because they wanted to complete the deal immediately. So the intention was there, the money was there, innit? Chelsea arrived with the intention of signing the player, not simply starting negotiations. That's why I describe it as a pre-hijack, because they anticipated what Arsenal were preparing to do. So yeah, they've seen your moves, they've preed your pattern. Arsenal never submitted a bid, but they were going to. That's the situation. So you snooze, you lose. Chelsea were extremely aggressive. They were ready to pay 117 million, a huge fee for Morgan Rogers. They also offered the player a 6-year contract with the option of a further season, so essentially a 7-year deal. The financial package was higher than what Arsenal intended to offer because they don't want to fuck about, innit? We're gonna give more P's to Aston Villa. We're gonna give you a decent wage. Obviously, you've spoken to Jabi Alonso. You've got a couple brethrens at Chelsea. I don't want to praise Chelsea, but at the end of the day, the last seasons have been crap. We know they're one of the teams that win stuff. Let's forward in it. Not every day haggling. Let's just move. So credit to Chelsea. Chelsea also involved Jabi Alonso. Naturally, he's the manager. Alonso personally called Rodgers and was directly involved in conversations with the player. Chelsea moved incredibly quickly to complete every aspect of the deal and bring Rodgers to the club. So the deal was done. We can say that everything is now in place. The player will be in London at the beginning of next week. From Monday, the process will begin with his medical test and the signing of his contract. So huge bomber. Chelsea have signed Morgan Rogers. Okay. Give it a couple of years, we'll end up buying him. We've gone over this. Well, then there's no point, bro. Stop targeting these kind of players, bro. Of course, if you can get a deal, get a deal. But then there's no point bothering Aston Villa for Morgan Rogers, Bruno Gomares, Bournemouth for Krupi, Newcastle for Tonali, even though he's cut. You know, you get where I'm going. There's no point. We might as well go in the other leagues, find the Morgan Rogers before he gets to Aston Villa, whether I think that's going to immediately impact us or not, because this is boring, bro. This is boring. I've seen this now with Douglas Luiz, with Morgan Rogers, with Caicedo. If you remember the summer we got Rice, this is dead now. With Mudryk, thank the Lord, alhamdulillah for that, because Trossard went and done his thing. Best of luck at Besiktas. Dead. There's no point then. There's no point. You knew you weren't getting him for 100 million quid. You knew you had to pay a bit more. You knew you had to hit the 116, 117 mark. And to be honest, it's the same fee as Anderson. But the one thing I'd say, agendas now, you lot need to get 1 million goals, 1 million assists, because the way Rice was spoken about, all Sandro Tonali, Mateus Fernandes, Morgan Rogers, Elliot Anderson, I need the same energy in it. Just come off my screen, man. Just come off my screen. Just come off my screen. And again, boring, predictable. Did Leipzig not say they're not selling Diomande? Ferrano said Arsenal over the last few days made some checks with the agents of Yan Diomande from Leipzig to understand if there was still a chance to enter the deal. Arsenal made some calls to understand the situation, bro. Just go and put Nusa in the bag and let's just keep it moving. Ben Jacobs is saying Arsenal have other attacking targets, including Julian Alvarez and Junior Krupi, while appreciation remains for Bradley Bakolo, is also a Liverpool target, bro. Don't really care. Big up my boy, Starboy, for getting a hat-trick. Shout out to Saka, man. Saka got a hat-trick, obviously, in that thrilling game. Maybe, you know, Saka is going to do what Berta's failing to do and maybe get this Bakolo thing over the line, because you saw them having a bit of a laugh. And Arsenal players were involved in 5 of England's 6 goals as they beat France 6-4 in the 2026 World Cup third-place playoff. Rice got the goal and assist. Shoved that where the sun don't shine soonest. Eze got an assist. Bakayo got 3 goals. And shout to Jude Bellingham. Listen, at least say you're a baller, but you've looked fugazi in the last 2 games for France. And anytime you buck Saka, I only see one brother shining. I'm hearing you're crying in the changing rooms. And I do think this World Cup, has shun up a lot of dumb opinions, even though Saka hasn't been fit. What's that, like 3 goals, 3 assists in whatever minutes? The talks around Saka, around Mbappe, around Jude Bellingham, around Declan Rice, you lot know you're chatting shit. But nonetheless, let's move on. Rice ends this football season with 5,395 minutes. Go put your feet up, Rice, man. Big up my star boy. Can we get a hat-trick for Arsenal, though? Of course, I would have loved to have played more at the World Cup, but it's too late to talk about that. I tried to do my talking on the pitch. It's done now. The Arsenal fans will be wondering how fit you are. I'm fit. Stay fit, my boy. It was a crazy, crazy game. Obviously, we're both still quite disappointed to not be in the final, but it's about finishing strong. And for us, giving the country the best position in the World Cup, they finished for 60 years, so we're happy with the result. Romano said, my understanding in Bradley Bakolo is that so far Arsenal have not made any checks over recent days. At the moment, the conversations between Bakolo and Arsenal is still cold. Liverpool remain very attentive to the situation. I can't lie, man. These household names, we will talk about it. I'll believe it when I see it. William Saliba has shown no worsening of his back injury after initial tests as things stand. Surgery is not the preferred option. With a long treatment protocol more likely. However, a final decision we made with Arsenal at the beginning of the week. This is a idiot thing, man. West Ham are considering a loan move for Jayden Dixon from Arsenal. Obviously, championship, good loan spell. Put yourself in the shop window. I don't care about Julian Alvarez, but this is just to provide talking points to you lot. Barcelona expect that Julian Alvarez operation to be resolved around their pre-season camp in England. Right, in England. Put him in the cab and come to North. Barcelona will make no further moves until after the World Cup final, but next week is marked as decisive, with the club hoping Julian can join when other internationals return. There is a lot of tension between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid over Julian Alvarez, but the intermediaries have changed. Barcelona are now in fluid contact with the Apollo Investment Group, the owners of Atletico Madrid and a partner of Goldman Sachs. These men are bookie. Arsenal get Bruno Gomares boost. This is saying Bergval could be moving closer to Liverpool. I don't care. I haven't, at least with Morgan, it's there's no at least. It's ended shit in it. There was club to club talks, even though there was no bid. We have not heard that with Bruno Gomares. So if you want these guys, show me in it. What's this? Arsenal and Liverpool could reportedly be heading towards a summer transfer scrap for a highly rated Borussia Dortmund left back who may end up costing as much as 50 million euros. Really? I can't say I see this happening, people. Who is this? Daniel Sevenson. A report from Court Outside states that the Reds have a concrete plan to sign the Sweden international who can operate as a left back, wing back, or in midfield. It stated that Liverpool and Arsenal are ready to go head to head for the player, with the Gunners looking to add more depth at left back. Listen, you can get left backs. Rise up my left winger. Rise up my centre mid. Rise up my deputy on the right side of centre half and a right back. When you do that, whatever. This is all BS, really and truly. But for what it's worth, Liverpool, Arsenal, Juventus, Real Madrid, AC Milan have all been name dropped there. Apologies, people. As you can see, my patience is quite thin. I only really want to speak about people at the club, and apparently Timber is expected to be fit for the start of the season, people. So, yeah, man, let's crack on, man. Let's crack on, man. So, yeah, that gets that out of the way, people. I'm going to scroll right back up to the chat, so you're going to have to forgive me. We're taking in everyone's comments. Keep your comments coming, people. Appreciate you lot. Straight Cannon has said, big up DG. Owners, teams, Rams, 2010, 2 titles. Nuggets, 2001 title. Avalanches, 2002 titles. Rapids, 2004, 1 title. Monmouth, what's that? 2004, 2 titles. This dynasty, they didn't do it with their other clubs. Big up, DG. No need to crown the thumbnail. We'll survive. Of course we'll survive. But where's the fun in that, man? Like, where's the fun in that? Like, life goes on, innit? Like, at the end of the day, it goes on, innit? We didn't get Rodgers. Like, it is what it is. What else can we do? We didn't want to overpay and stuck to our principles, and people are madness. Rev, I hear that, but there's two sides. Sometimes you have to overpay. And again, I know it's not the same, but these principles are never there for the wavy players. When it comes to signing, listen, big up Merino, so he's not involved. But when it comes to spending 65 on Kai, 50 on Noni, there's no principles. There's no delaying. It's the other players that take forever. And to be fair, we got over the line with Eze, but that was dragged out. Got over the line with Gyökeres. That was dragged out. Zubamendi was dragged out, but it was a bit different. Everyone was throwing their hat into the ring. And obviously, as I mentioned, Rodgers failed pursuit. Douglas Luiz failed pursuit. Caicedo in the January we signed. Rice failed pursuit. Why is it always a drawn out thing? Because we never do this. Just wake. Like Chelsea fans probably bitching about their owners. Just wake up. Right, Morgan Rodgers. Because I'm not, like, I care about Rodgers. Big him up. Great player. But it's more how we're doing things. Now, again, if I knew better, if I knew Arteta and what's being said in the papers and what's going on in the reality of football, he might have been able to call me and say, listen, don't listen to whatever people are saying. Rodgers is going Chelsea. We're doing X, Y, Z. The only thing I'd say, while you still got time, pattern up in it. Just make sure the window don't close, and we've not done what we needed to do. Sadiq, appreciate you for your support of the platform. W Sadiq all the time, and also gifting 5 channel memberships. Big up yourself, man. Big up the members, the mods, the supporters, all that kind of jazz. Not worth 117 mil. We brought a new winger. Now we need another striker and another defender. Yes, Rodgers is shit. I always preferred Bacola. Shameless thing. Look at this guy, Hamzy, you know. Big up DG. That's how it goes, bro. You snooze, you lose. But to be real, I'm disappointed. I feel bad that Arteta did not get his first option, but we keep it moving, signing other players. Rodgers is mid. Yeah, the food chain hurt, bro. I don't even care that much about Rodgers itself, and the deal is horrible. But if we feed the media that he's our number one target and we aren't ready to pay the money, it's just a bad way to move. Exactly. Like, what's the point, bro? What's the point? I might go Harrods, and we all know, let's say, paying £100 for some socks is crazy. But at the end of the day, they might be Gucci socks. You need to put down the bread. And like I said, when you're briefing and it goes left, it's crazy. I don't understand fans generally crashing out, but what do you expect them to do? They're telling you first choice. They're saying after the World Cup things are happening. He's going Chelsea. Not that you should be watching other people. And not saying that it means teams will do anything better or worse, but United are making moves. Spurs are making moves. Chelsea are making moves. City have obviously brought in Anderson and they're linked with stuff. We're the Premier League champions. We need to move people on. We need to bring people in. So far, we've brought in a free transfer of Millier. We've brought in a free transfer of we've confirmed. Sorry, not a free transfer. Hincapié. I don't agree with it, but what do you expect fans to do? Really, like they're gonna lose it. Essentially, it's been a while. Hamzino, you always run away, man. I can't rate your thing. Where's the edits? Because when United beat Arsenal, there's bare edits. I told you when we win this league, paraded, mate. I need my edits. Come on, man. Don't give it, not take it. Arsenal transfer window is going to be disappointing. We ain't getting Bruno either. Bro, heard we cooled down on the Bruno interest. All right, so fuck these household Premier League names. Go and find those profiles in other leagues. I might not scream and shout and be waffling at the point of entry into Arsenal Football Club, but it's not where you start, it's where you finish. If these guys sign for us and they do amazing stuff, great. Because everybody has to start somewhere. Way before Morgan Rogers is obviously getting signed for 170 million. Bearing in mind, he was at West Brom, he went City. Aston Villa looked at him in Middlesbrough and said, right, let's do this. I'm just going to say random things. Crystal Palace are going to sell Adam Wharton for something crazy one day. Oh, he's at Blackburn, cop that. Krupi was at Lorient, Bournemouth, went and cop that. Alex Scott was at, I think, Bristol City or something like that, went and cop that. If you're not prepared to sit at the big boy table with the big boy fees, whether it's right or wrong, then you need to find these guys before it happens. Or you need to fuck off and go abroad and find, I don't know, the Somali Morgan Rogers or the Spanish Gamares in the lower division and move accordingly. But make sure your phone book's working, because regardless, I want my second prem. Food chain. Ethan, Liverpool's chain has been swiped more times. We took Alexis off you. You was getting Enzo, Tchouameni, Zubamendi, this one, that one. So it's happened. But don't forget yourselves. Do not forget yourselves. Salah's busting out to go to fucking Besiktas. I can't lie. I never said it's done deal. Them man did. I'll be real. You man caught life for that deal. 170 mil for Rodgers is a joke. I'll be real, yeah. Hamzino. I'm the worst person to ask about Morgan Rogers because you see me, I like him as a footballer. You know when you like something, you're not the best. I'm not the best. Let's put this there. I need to get half of water. I'm not the best person to ask because for me, I'm not interested. I don't care the peas. Other players, I'll be sitting there and saying, oh yeah, the peas. It's a lot of peas. It's not worth it. This and that. I'll be real. My attitude is, it's not my bread. I don't care. I like Rodgers. Sign Donny. Like, I like him. I wanted him. You see me retweeting my tweets from 2019 and all of these things. I thought, yeah, DG the Oracle. Swear down. My stocks are going to go up. God said, you fucker, you. Like, it's calm, man. Morgan Rogers, what are you doing, fam? You're going to try? You could have been maneuvering with Eze and them, man. You're not going to get girls with Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer's going to be spitting on girls. Like, do you like crayons? When they're in them restaurants and shit. Man, fuck you, man. But Estavio, João Pedro, Enzo Fernandez, Rogers, Caicedo. I can't like they got a wavy team. I'm only going to get scared when Chelsea do what they need to do in it. Sign some defenders. Darkness. Eze better than him anyways. Eze better than him anyways. Eze better than him anyways. So yeah, we probably did. I don't know why you man were moved by it. He ain't a left winger. I just like him as a footballer. DG, what are we actually on this summer, brother? I wish I knew, man. Why do you have so many tabs open? It's my computer. Do the fuck I want, mate. I'm not mad at the player. We lost all the price, but the principle of it. It's just jarring, bro, because it's the Lele thing. When the Lele thing happens, Ndiaye is out there, but you, man, would complain about shooting. I've never been convinced with Arsenal wanting Ndiaye, you know. You see them rumours every now and again. I'd have him, but yeah, I think it's a myth. For people that didn't want him fairs, I get why, but I need to know who we're signing them for better money. The market is what it is. There isn't a great choice across the board, but we need to make one. He's not a left winger. He plays there, man. Man are calling this the record bid as if Hijack doesn't exist. True, but they're gonna have to see. Arsenal will retain next season, while Chelsea will have a way better season than their last one. They'll secure 6th place this time for sure. Nah, man. I can't call the top 4 right now, but I think in no order. Arsenal first, City, Liverpool. I want to say United, but Chelsea are in one competition, so that might shake them. But I think, you know, I don't fuck Chelsea. They're rivals, isn't it? I'll go United, they're probably Chelsea. But I think it could be anyone. I just think City and Arsenal will be in the top 4, and then it is what it is. I think Spurs will be dark horses just because all the names I said, and then you've still, obviously, Villa have been decimated. They've lost about, 3 key players now? Telemann's cut, Rogers cut, Luka Dean cut. But Villa have shown they can finish above Spurs. Newcastle as well. Obviously, Newcastle things rubbed, but quote unquote, I think Spurs will be dark horses for top 4, man. Like, De Zerbi, 30, they're making good signings. You know, they'll actually have some fun. I think this is different, but the same thing with Liverpool, because when I looked at Onslaught last season, could they attack? Could they defend? What was going on in the middle? I think De Zerbi will pattern that stuff up, man. Facts is, we didn't want him enough to spend over 100 million. First choice means nothing if your heart isn't in it. That I agree with, clearly. We need to stop being salty. We overpaid for Rice, and look what happened. Buy the damn player. I hear it. Don't worry, DG. Garnacho is available for 40 million. I can't lie, I'll cash out. That's indicative if we went and got Garnacho. And Juju, I see your comments. DG, you good, my guy. United fan and ain't seen you in a while. World Cup settings. Rodgers wasn't worth the money. Appreciate you. And even the ops rate the channel. But what I would say is, I've been here. I've been about. What do you mean? I ain't gonna wait. The season stopped. We've been making videos, man. Maybe YouTube is shagging you. Chelsea bought him just for the cold celebration to be United tax. What's meant to be is meant to be. We have to accept that. Rodgers accepted no Champions League. Let him rot at Chelsea. I don't think he's gonna rot, man. Big up social joints. Man City. Oh shit, what's going on there? Man City decided to F us up, inflating the market, and they succeeded. It's okay saying we won't pay, but also we won't get our targets. Chelsea also don't care about paying. We're left eating crumbs. I hear that. I find it weird, man, with the whole inflating the market, because this is the belly of the beast. Like, we've seen this. Like, I'm 31. I remember they used to say this about Man United. They definitely used to say this. They're saying it about Chelsea now. They said it about Chelsea when Abramovich was doing his thing. They've been saying it about City. Reality is, bro, everybody is spending bread in this league. Like, whether they're worth it or not, everybody is spending bread. And what I think is more of a telling sign, man are rejecting bids. Like, fair enough if Chelsea came in straight away 117 million, but there might have been informal approaches of 100 odd million in principle. Villa are saying no. Bournemouth have gone toe-to-toe with AC Milan for players. You know, respectfully, Nottingham Forest, they didn't get excited and horny and skin out batty